sometimes if you get influenced by something negative or someone negative, you could be likely to say, oh, it's the moon's fault, even if the moon wasn't even full, or even if you didn't even see the moon. You might blame the moon for leading you astray. The moon. She means many different things to many different people. And regardless of the science of the moon, all those things we look at that tell us how far she is from the earth, her cycles generally, waxing, waning, supermoon, blood moon, all the different kinds of moons we have, we seem to be affected by the moon. Others say, no, that's a load of rubbish. There's quite a lot in the Romani culture that suggests that there are things we do not know about the moon, generally, anyway. I was always taught that to be under the influence of the moon meant that you could be subject to being led astray. I'll explain what that means. The moon connects with gut feelings. Because of this, there is also an element within the moon's influence that can test our gut feelings, test our sense of boundaries, test our sense of being carried away. And if you look at the moon when she is full, you kind of get the feeling of wanting to be mesmerized. So when we are under the moon's influence, we can be tested, challenged. All sorts of trials can be thrown at us to see if we will think about using our own initiative, if we will think about drawing boundaries around ourselves, because the moon has the power to carry you over those boundaries, whereby you devalue those boundaries and start being subject to another's influence. Now, what the moon does is she affects part of your personality that could be subject to being carried away, being influenced, being led astray so that you think it's okay and it isn't. Now, we all know what it's like to be under the influence of somebody, and we don't want to be under the influence of them. We often say, oh, I shouldn't have let myself go there. I shouldn't have let myself get carried away by that person or by that situation. Now, when we're under the influence of the moon, this kind of thing can happen. And sometimes it can happen far more frequently than we want it to. So what we see then is that when you are under the influence of the moon, she could encourage you, entice you, entrap you, in the sense that she's going to carry you somewhere you might not really think you want to go until you've gone there. And once you've gone there, then it's a bit too late. So she will entice you and carry you away and wait for you to say, what's going on? What's happening to me? I shouldn't have let myself get carried away like that, but I have. So, oh damn, I don't think I'm going to do this again. And we see it that the spirit of the moon, once she hears you say that, once she knows that you're aware of being led somewhere you don't really need to go, then we consider that she says, good, great, I won't have to lead you astray again. So if you can follow my drift, that's what I'm trying to say. about the secrets that the moon has. We call the moon Shon, and that's related to an Indian word for the moon. And we consider that she has an incredible amount of power to mesmerize you, to hypnotize you, to influence you, to lead you where you don't really always need to go. Now, a lot of us don't know that we don't need to go where we don't need to go, if you see what I mean. But she knows all there is to know about these kinds of things. And the point is, we do have a problem with boundaries. A lot of human beings have a big, big problem with boundaries, with allowing people to come closer than they need to come, to stepping where they never need to step, where our personal boundaries are concerned. And Shon, the moon, is the one who will do this. She will guide us to do that. That's if we haven't learnt the lesson of understanding about our own boundaries and protecting them, securing them. She is adept at teaching us, and that is because we consider her to be Mother Moon. She's a mother influence. She's also a sister to the sun, as well as a wife of the sun, but that's for another video. We'll go into that another time. But the point is, when I say the secrets of the Gypsy Moon, these are the secrets that I talk about, that she's got a card up her sleeve that she will want to play whenever you're tempted to do something you shouldn't really be doing. And she will lead you astray, she will lead you up the garden path, but she's not doing it maliciously. She's doing it so that you can learn what it means to keep your boundaries. So when you're walking outside and you see the lovely silvery moonlight glinting on the trees, glinting on the water, remember that she holds that card. If there's some kind of predisposition in you for allowing yourself to be carried away where you shouldn't and getting into all sorts of scrapes, getting into relationships you don't want, getting into all kinds of tangles and struggles and difficulties that you don't really need to have in your life, remember that if you ask Shon very nicely, she may be the one who will not only lead you astray and up that garden path, but lead you back down the garden path again, back to safety. And then once you've done that and you say, I'm never going to get taken for a ride again, I'm never going to do that again, she will say, well done. And that is one of the special secrets of the Gypsy Moon.